boys, children of all ages, welcome to... What do we call it?
I just called it X-Wing, the talk show, I think.
X-Wing, the talk show, episode 1. Can we talk with British accents for the entire episode?
I said that outside, then I realized Mike has a British accent naturally. Making me pretty dumb.
Yeah, it was great. So that's the title of the episode. I'm going to try to speak with a British accent all
Do you think
episode.
you can do it?
I think 2 beers in, I'll have a better British accent than I do right now.
I think you're wrong, Michael.
Katie, my wife, is producing back here right now.
Oh, hello.
So, Mike, what are we doing right now?
Right now, we're expanding our video network with a little test, a little talk show.
Better question, where are we right now?
We are in
Your
my kitchen.
There's no hiding this one.
It's basement or kitchen, and kitchen looks a little better. Katie done a fantastic job decorating the kitchen. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about some X-Wing. We're just gonna have a couple
Hopefully.
beers, talk about some X-Wing. We may talk about some other stuff as well. This is a completely off the hip little chat.
If you're old, and most people who play X-Wing are old enough. If you've ever seen the show Dig Nation, brought off by the website dig.com, that was popular before Reddit.
I love Dig Nation.
We're kind of
Katie's never
riffing
seen
that
Dig Nation.
with the old Kevin Rose and Alex Albrecht.
It was a
Great show.
Great show.
Very good show.
That and TRS.
Yeah,
Oh.
I miss TRS a lot.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta, the video that they did at the end, where it's like, they filmed like, oh, Dark hit the camera. They filmed like all the settings they'd ever filmed, and it was when like the camera guy left the show.
Yeah,
And-
Steve, or the original camera guy. Yeah.
Oh my god. That's what made me want to go to Red River and film school, and that video right there. You're just gonna go back and watch it sometime. It's great.
Well,
Pat, I'd like to start the show though with I think every time we do this we're gonna have a different beer.
good idea.
Pat, would you like to introduce your beer first? We have 2 local beers, right?
Today, I'm drinking possibly my favorite beer. We got the Fort Garry Dark. Fort Garry Brewery, right here in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Yeah. The fun thing is that for a lot of people, they're not gonna know what that is.
Winnipeg?
These are brand new beers to people.
That's
Like,
true. I don't know if you can get it anywhere.
I've never seen it outside of
Yeah,
Winnipeg.
me neither.
Same with mine. Brewed
This
about
is
2 minutes up the road that
This
way.
is not a screw-off top, so let's see if I'm strong enough to screw it off. I'm just gonna pop it off.
Wow. If only you could play X-Wing as good as you can pop off bottles. I'm just gonna use the opener. Mine is a half pint St. James Pale Ale, brewed right up the street from us right now. Literally a 2-minute drive up the street that way.
The actual brewery is up there.
Yeah, and we are in St. James, so I figured why not start with St. James Pale Ale. Beautiful.
Should we talk about X-Wing?
Need to send you guys some Colorado beers. Colorado's the home of the microbrewery.
You know what,
Ooh,
if you want to send us some beers, PM us on Slack and we'll give you an address.
Yeah, I love a good beer. I'm not a wine person.
Mm-hmm.
Wine is white and red, but I love a good beer. When I worked in LA for a bit, right across the street where we had our office, there was a restaurant bar, but they had like 140 something beers on tap. Like,
Nice.
you just couldn't get through all.
That's a lot of beer.
Yeah, it's heaven. But yeah, we started local. What do we like? Porter stouts,
Probably
lagers, IPAs.
I'm not a fan of stouts. I don't know about you.
I don't think there's one that I like all of them. Like I love a good hop taste. Like
Really?
a really strong hoppy taste.
I'm not a huge fan of hoppy beer. But then again, I do like stout. Should we talk about X-Wing?
I guess we should. We can talk about beer
I
all
mean,
night.
I could talk. We could just do a show about beer.
About beer?
If
Yeah.
we just this is now a hybrid show.
I think what we'll start with is we're gonna browse the Reddit page here and just see what's been going on this week.
Last weekend were there any regionals?
Well, we've had the opens.
Right. Were those last weekend? This week's been so long. I don't even remember.
Let's
We have because we're
Okay.
late. We're late on Mini Ranker.
We are late on Mini Ranker. Elephant in the room.
What's
Paratoni, overpowered or not?
What's overpowered?
Okay, that would be my answer as well.
Dog is humping
my dog
my
is
cat.
humping my cat right now behind the camera. That would be my answer as well.
Is it powerful?
Yes.
Yes. Very powerful.
But it's not
it-
an auto fly.
Is it too powerful?
No.
I don't think so.
It's not an auto fly. I've seen people fly a Tawny and it's been a complete gong show.
Yeah, yeah. Well, especially because you just pick it up, you see it's winning all these tournaments, and you think, now I'm going to win some tournaments.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's like Dangaroo. Dangaroo's still, like, the skill level is way lower, right?
Well-
as long as you brought, like, debris instead of asteroids.
Yeah, well, Dangaroo, though, you can
So
just
you can
point
just
it at
slap
stuff
them
and
on it.
shoot,
Yeah.
and like 2 shots,
I
you
don't-
suck it, so you're going to kill things, right?
It's a much higher skill level than Dangaroo is.
But I think the better comparison to Paratani's Defenders, which are also very powerful, except they can fly themselves.
Yeah. God.
And you have Palpatine.
So I've been playing Paratani.
Yeah, we know, you play
Yeah.
the best builds in the game.
I know, I just have to net day. I played a triple defender.
Mm-hmm.
It felt so good not just
Well, you were coming
being
off...
helpless to triple defenders.
You were coming off playing Dengaroo against triple defenders, which is the exact opposite.
My Dangaroo got completely demolished.
Uh-huh.
And Paratani being able to block the 4Ks is what made it so good against triple. They just couldn't do
Yeah, well, in
everything
having...
they wanted to do.
Especially, like, compared to Dengaroo, you have 3 ships to block instead of 2. You're not afraid, like, Manaru can just get in there and... I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. Toss it up? Dice it up? What's the phrase? Mix it up with
Mingle?
the best of them. Yeah,
She mingles.
exactly. So, you're going from essentially 1 ship to 3 ships. But you said Audi good, not audio good. Yeah, so like it just is a lot more, it is like, it's so, how can I put this? I'm just blanking on everything right now. It's so flexible,
It is.
Paratani, right?
It is. And
You can cover everything in the meta.
I do think the best Paratani players are utilizing Manaru though, in the build.
Yeah,
Because I've
you
seen
have
some
to.
people play it, and they're still doing the Manaru runs, support ship, like,
Fly around the edge of the board,
yeah.
do nothing, yeah.
She's capable
well,
of taking a smack. And
she'll-
she's fantastic at blocking.
She
at
only
PS4.
runs Mind Link, that's it, right?
Yeah, just
So when you look at her, you're like, maybe I should just run around the board, because all she has is Mind Link. She's not really going to do much other than sending out focuses and target locks.
she's been fantastic bait for me.
But, and those 2 dice, they get through more often than not.
Yeah. Like, well, 'cause
Especially-
she's shooting last for the most
Yeah,
part.
shooting after Fen and Asajj, then like whoever she's shooting is gonna be vulnerable, especially with that turret. She's got a lot of. Sorry, we're also reading Slack.
We've
while
got,
reading
okay,
Twitch.
so here's like, we literally just set this up. So we've got camera, we have monitor over here
With Twitch
with
chat.
our channels chat,
Yeah.
and then over here we have the Slack channel chat. If you are not a member of the Slack channel,
Hit up reddit.com/r/xwingtmg on the. Is it backwards? Video?
I don't know. I don't think so.
On the right-hand side, scroll down. There's a link to the Slack. We say this every time. There's usually about 30 people in there chatting about X-Wing all day.
Wow, Katie breaking the cardinal rule of live streaming, leaving her phone on volume as you turn yours on silent.
How much talking about? So that's a good segue though. M. Smith in Slack says you guys should stream a game of Squadron Commanders.
Okay,
Now, if you're not in the Slack,
timeout. I'm in the...
PC Gamer Pirate.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that his name? PC Gamer Pirate? Yeah. He's been on Scum and Villainy. He made the Slack, I believe. He's a mod on the Reddit. He came up with this card trying to fix swarms one day. Last week, this week, sometime. And it was basically a card. We're trying to figure out what slot you would put it into. Like, is it a crew? Is it a title? Is it a mod? And he decided, what if it's a squadron upgrade? Which I think is a thing in, not Armada, what's the one with the miniatures?
Imperial Assault?
Imperial Assault, right. So it's like just a free upgrade. You get to pick one for your whole squad. It has different effects. Basically just changes how you fly the squad.
Okay.
So, the one we came up with was, I forget that name we came up with, but it was essentially reinforcements arrived. And it was every time one of your, if you're flying a swarm, if you have 4 more ships, I think it was, this is off the top of my head, I 100% do not remember.
I thought I saved it, but I don't think I did.
So yeah, so essentially it was something like if you're flying 4 more swarms, and a ship above PS1 is destroyed, you can deploy a PS0,
One.
PS1, basically an Academy pilot.
A naked Academy tie.
Yeah, that's worth 0 points.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So every time your ship dies, you get an Academy pilot. To kind of give swarms more.
A little bit of a buff.
Yeah, a little more.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a tie.
They're still
It's
throwing
not
2 dice. They're
overpowered.
still not getting any damage through. So
That would be very interesting.
Slack worked on that one for like all week, so I don't know where we ended up with it. But so Mike M. Smith in the Slack, he's also been writing some articles. We'll get to that in a bit as well. Has come up with this site. What's the URL? SquadronCommanders.com. I think he got.
Let's take a look here. Oh, I've got the card as well right there. Look at that.
Oh, he wrote the article. So check out SmithFamilyWriters.com. You can see all his articles.
How's it though?
He's been putting out good stuff lately. He just put out an article about Squadron Commanders. You should check it out. If you've ever played Magic the Gathering, it's kind of like Commander, but instead of having a character as your commander, it's more of like a squad buff. So pretty cool. I think he's got the URL. I don't know if I should be dropping that yet, but I did. So there it is. Yeah, so we have a little Slack channel now. I don't know if it's invite only either, but anyway, people have been spitballing, brainstorming ideas for squadron cards. What do you think of this idea, Mike?
I'm actually really interested to try that out. I think it would be fun. Like I'm picturing myself flying like a fat Han, and I'm just knocking down some ties, and now some more Academy ties are coming in. Like from my perspective,
But
I'm probably
also,
gonna have fun with that.
You also get a squadron upgrade. So like the one I haven't been paying. I've been so busy this week I haven't seen what the other cards they've come up with. But the one I wanted, I just threw it out there. I didn't think about this at all. It's just like I was like, okay, I want a squadron upgrade that makes all my ships move at PS12. Because I want a squadron upgrade that's going to buff my arc dodging. They don't shoot at PS12. They still shoot at their PS, but so it's going to change how my squads fly because all my ships will move last. So it's like a unique buff you can take to basically change the fundamentals of how your squad works, right?
Oh my god, that on Paratoni would be hilarious. All my ships moving last.
I mean, that card probably needs some sort of drawback or something. But you don't shoot last still. You still your PS shooting, but moving so you can dodge arcs. Because I was like, man, I got into this game because I love dodging arc. How can I just make myself a squadron upgrade that helps with that?
You were a big Simtia player back then.
I still am, I think. Endless number. There it is. So this is what we came up with.
At the start of the planning phase, if a friendly TIE fighter with a starting pilot skill greater than 1 was destroyed during the last round, you may place 1 reinforcements pilot in your deployment zone. You must start with at least 4 TIE fighters in your squad. 0 points.
Yeah, so every turn, if you lose a ship, you get a ship.
Katie, Cardinal rule breaking again. Just because we didn't get a chance to answer it right off the bat, what do we think of the TIE SFs showing up in help lists? Coming in from Runners? You guys are just...
Katie and Baker are just losing it over here.
I'm excited. I've been fighting against a lot of SFs actually.
So, before we move on to that, any final thoughts on Squadron?
Sorry.
Look for it in the future.
We should try this. Maybe on one of the next
We definitely
streams.
can.
Like I'd love
sure.
to tie. I'll fly the TIE Swarm. I'm terrible at TIE.
I'll check after how many ideas we've come up with in Slack, but yeah, because there's more than there's got to be at least 3. I mean, there's so many people in there. So yeah, we'll try it out.
Yeah, something like this would be pretty interesting actually, because it would
maybe next Wednesday.
You'd have in mirror matches like they wouldn't be mirror matches anymore.
So say you're flying Paratani, I'm flying Paratani. Suddenly you take something that changes how your arcs work, and I have something that changes gives me reverse maneuvers or something, right? So suddenly you've got the same ships, but you can just tweak them a bit.
And now your playstyle is adjusted.
Almost like in another game, if you had you're running the same character but with a different loadout, or your inventory is different even though you have the same character kind of thing. Yeah.
It is interesting because something like Paratani, it is what it is, right? There's no room for flexibility unless you change out
last. It's a solid 100 points. So yeah, it's interesting. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, so
Really mixes up the game.
SmithFamilyWriters.com.
Check out Mike's work. He's got like what 3 or 4 articles on there now. He's really good. It's like the top post in the Reddit right now. So you can find it there. And follow his stuff.
Oh yeah, he's got this is a lengthy article.
Yeah,
Got
they've been
stuff on
talking-
Rebels here.
Like I had to mute the channel because I
oh, hey,
can't get any work done.
Black Moon Squadron. Reduce the cost of R7 Astromech upgrade card to 0. Hi, Katie. Whenever you spend a target lock, if you have an R7 Astromech, you do not have to discard the target lock token.
Is that for like B-Wings?
The example that they give here is a
E-Wing?
Arc
X-Wing.
E-Wing X-Wing.
Arc. Yeah, so it's like...
Oh, Nora getting to always keep her target lock.
Yeah, just changes the way... Like, so much more variety without actually changing too much. Right? You just put out a couple new upgrades.
Black Sun. Your Z95 Star Viper and the
Kirax?
pilots with PS3 or greater gain an additional illicit slot. You may reduce the cost of each of your illicit upgrades on those ships by 2 to a minimum of 0. Glitterstim them for free.
So you get... Your scum ships get 2 free illicit slots.
Glitterstim and Scavenger Crane with Ordnance is what they show here.
Yeah, and then like someone could bring those same ships, but like they're running the Endless Ranks card. So every time, I guess it wouldn't work, but like if you had one for Z's, every time your Z dies...
Or
you get a card.
A-Wing. 5 A-Wings. Green Squadron. When attacking with your primary weapon, you may place a weapon disable token on a friendly ship at range 1 to 2 that is not attacked this phase to roll 2 extra dice.
That's cool.
You may treat that ship's focus and target lock token as your own.
So you can just use their power.
They give up their shot to buff you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I think the coolest part about these cards they're coming up with is they're very thematic, right? Like Green Squadron it's really good with A-Wings. Black Sun is really good with like the Black Sun ships, the scum ships. So it like also adds more flavor back to the game, which has kind of been lacking lately.
I'm digging it. It's hard for me to keep up on Slack, but yeah, I'm totally interested in trying some of this out.
Alright.
5 A-Wings would be fun.
I mean, I missed that list. It was fun.
Yeah, there
It's
you
the
go.
only Rebel list I've ever enjoyed playing. Now we can get to this runner as in Twitch's question here. What do you guys think of the TIE SF showing up in pallet lists? So, since Lightweight Frame came out, TIE SF has just been everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Doing well too. Top 8s everywhere.
I've seen a lot of backdraft.
Backdraft is really good.
The crit out the butt
Just having 3 dice, either way.
is really good.
Right? Because it helps the vulnerability of like when a ship gets behind you. With like their dial's not great, it's not awful, but having that back arc with 3 dice, it's like, well, you're behind me now, I'm still just gonna shoot you.
I find Lightweight Frame infuriating to play against as well,
Really?
because it'll be like you roll like 2 hits,
Mm-hmm.
and then they'll roll like an evade and a blank, and you're just like, yes, I get through, and then they roll that other dice, and it's an evade, and you're just like, motherfucker.
Yeah, when I was using it, I kind of found it a little lackluster.
I
But-
found that it didn't really hit
I think
me.
that's-
It slowed me down.
I think that's just because I'm so used to flying like 4 green ships, and now I'm flying like a 2 green with an extra. Also, I probably was taking a lot of range 3 shots, where you generally don't get it. But it's been proving its worth, obviously, like the results are showing that it's a good little ship.
I actually haven't flown an SF yet, and I
That
probably
backdraft's
should.
so fun.
You said it was a me ship.
Yeah, it's basically just a TIE X-Wing.
I should try with the new shuttle. I wonder if I could fit
It's-
that with a. With
I
the
think people are
Mega
running it. You have to run the basic shuttle though.
Oh,
But
Strident's so good.
I mean, I'm sure we could figure something out. Well, no, because your Inquisitor with Strident's what, 36 points, 35 points, and a backdraft comes out to like 35-ish points.
Yeah, I could probably fit something.
Yeah, we'll try it. Joe was talking about in Twitch chat, he was surprised buying a Houndstooth today for his triple quad boss list that I may have came up with. That the owner told him X-Wing is the #1 miniature game, beating 40k. That's not surprising. I think it's been #1 for a while now.
No time to play TIE SF with all the Karn you need to fly. I'm very impressed with
It's funny
Karn.
because you've flown Corn like what 3 times in your life, and 2 of them have been the last 2 days.
No, twice.
I think you've put him on the board before, way back in the day. And you didn't like him because he just died or something. He was hard to fly. Back when we were garbage at the game.
Yeah, he's way more resilient than I thought he was.
Yeah, and he hits so hard.
Yeah, the double tap
And the fact that like
is horrible.
if you compare him to like Fen, where Fen's shooting 5 dice in 1 shot, if they have tokens, they spend their tokens. Corrin shoots, they blow their tokens.
Yeah.
And then
now
he shoots
I'm shooting
at the
another
end,
4 dice.
and they're naked.
And I've got a fire control giving me reroll. It's something else. I did try to fit him next to a Fat Han, and there's just no room because he comes in at 48 points, and Han starts at 40.
You can run a Corrin that's not PTL engine upgrade.
Yeah, like it's a really fat Karn, right? It's
You have to drop the engine. I forget what people run. You can run like expertise Corrin.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Because engine's 4 points.
Yeah,
PTL's 3 points.
Like I'm just pushing because I really I have the ability to, but the stress is a nightmare to try and get rid of.
So
like it slows you down.
Oh, you'd have to drop your regen, right?
For
the one that makes your.
But no, if I'm not running push the limit, I'm not really concerned about the stress.
Oh, yeah. And if
Because
you have expertise
with a target lock on fire control.
because expertise gets your second shot too.
Yeah.
I'm surprised no one's tried that.
And then
yet.
I'm just focusing for defense
Well,
or evading. I just evade token every time.
there's Wednesday's plan.
Yeah, I try
Or Corrin on stream.
some different Karn.
Featherlight in chat is talking about how he's flying Backdraft, Inquisitor, Snap Tactician, Rhymer, which you got a taste of yesterday.
Okay, Snap Tactician Rhymer is.
Let's talk about that. TIE Bombers. Why aren't they showing up as much as TIE SF?
I don't think people are paying attention to them.
I think you're right.
Because your Tomax is gross.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the Rhymer yesterday, I didn't look at the list. I knew he had
Oliver, come on, cat.
a bunch of stuff. But I was paying more attention to his backdraft.
Yeah, and that, like, suddenly he's just stressed out of.
Yeah,
out
so
of
he
line.
rolls in and he snaps me, which.
So explain the ship first.
Okay, so he's running. He's got
Major
Snapshot.
Rhymer,
Major Rhymer with Snapshot, Tactician,
Rebel Captain.
Rebel Captive, and Lightweight Frame. So what ended up happening was
It's a juicy little die.
didn't know what was on it. He rolls in and he's sitting range 2, nice and pretty. I move my Miranda with the intention that I would hard 2 and then I would slam to soft 2 behind the bomber and drop a Cononet.
Mm-hmm. And what happened?
Ended up happening was I hard 2 and he goes Snapshot. And I'm like, oh,
Range
okay.
2 Snapshot.
So he rolls his 2
ability.
dice, 2 damage goes through. And then he goes, you take a stress.
Tactician.
I said, why? And he's a tactician. I'm like, oh, motherfucker.
And this is still in the in the maneuver
Yeah,
phase.
so then I get a stress. And then I'm like, well, wait, now I can slam because I'm stressed. Like, I
steals your action.
yeah, so I
It's
can't
a
action.
side effect of the snapshot.
So I'm like, okay, I gotta get rid of this bomber really quickly. So I twin laser, regen a shield, right? Like this is the best move for me to do. I'm regenerating one of the shields I just lost.
Mhm.
So now I've only taken the 1 damage, and it's a bomber. I'm gonna put something into it. So I get the damage through, but he goes Rebel Captive, take
Yep.
another stress. I'm now double stressed on Miranda, and I'm in the thick of it. Which then, because Miranda couldn't slam, and I moved her first, I now bump
She's way out of
Karn
position.
into her.
Yeah.
So now Karn sits naked, range 1, a backdraft with his butt pointed at me.
Yeah, you're lucky you didn't die. You sat on 2 hull.
Yeah,
for like,
my green dice, I
you went
rolled 3 natural evades.
yeah, you went through like 3 shots on 2 hull with
Yeah.
like nothing. You just got there.
I should have died there. I got very, very, very lucky.
So yeah, Major Rhymer. People need to play more of it, test it out. I don't know what the best list for that ship is. Probably something with Palpatine, obviously. But
yeah, Palp would have helped, because the
Like-
lightweight frame definitely kept it alive a lot longer, but
I think
I mean,
he was
eventually
35
green
points.
dice are going to fail, and Palp would have kept him alive longer at the end of it.
I'd like to see like a Lambda Palp with like Rhyme. Problem is Rhymer doesn't put out much damage, so you need something that's going to supplement the damage. So maybe the Epsilon with like Omega Leader, obviously because it's the only thing that fits.
Yeah.
So yeah, people try out Rhymer with Snapshot Tactician. Currently Jobu's running Palp Kylo on rack, not running Dauntless. Would you drop engine upgrade and add Dauntless?
Okay, let's talk about Dauntless. I've heard more and more people say in the past week that Dauntless with Kylo is auto-include.
It is.
Because if you cannot fire Kylo off that rack, what's the point? You have to... And the bumping helps, right? So say you're doing a rack something. You bump into
As
one
most
ship.
people do.
Now that ship can't shoot you. You Kylo a blinded pilot onto the second ship. Now that ship can't shoot you. So suddenly that the Decimator is looking really healthy because it's shot. Two people can't shoot at it. So if there's one ship left,
And like
you can just hot shot gunner that thing to death.
Kylo and Engine is kind of a non-bow because they're both actions. And if you're, I guess you only need a Kylo once, right, till it goes off. So, like, Engine's just so good on rack. I don't even know.
And the one thing I've seen, like, everyone defaults to the blinded pilot with Kylo. That
PS0 is so good.
PS0 is really good. I want to try it out, like on one of our casual nights. Like, I want to try the rack corridor. It seems fun.
Yeah, it's so hard to play. Corridor's so hard to play.
Yeah,
well.
but rack.
My problem is like the way I fly. I just love that engine upgrade so much on rack.
Yeah, because people are running Predator and just basically
Yeah, if you don't have the
bumping and
PI,
blinding to keep
If
them
you're
alive.
if you're
instead of arc
PS8,
dodging.
it's not as important. I don't know.
It's
Depends how you fly.
one of the Foss brothers is the one that won
Yeah, Australia.
with it, and yeah, he runs the Predator version.
Yeah, Lothal had the. Was it Reimer or was it? No, it was Tomax.
Tomac, yeah,
It was
him with
Ordnance Tomax. Which,
what was your Tomac? It was a
I
crack
fly-
shot one, right?
Yeah, I like Shuttle Tomax. Crack shot. I had crack shot, hot cop, and I
Rebel.
forget what my third. Something like that. Lightweight frame.
Rebel Captive on bomb is really good.
Crack shot on Tomax alone is really good.
Yeah, just the ability
just-
to infinitely.
Yeah, get rid of an evade. I just hate ordnance. I don't know why. I just hate using it once and it's gone.
On the latest Minarch episode, they have Paul Heaver on there, and he's talking about the Bosk Ketsu he's been flying, and how he put Scavenger Crane.
Was that what he flew
He'd been flying that.
at Worlds?
No, he did the
Oh, no, he had the
Asajj
Ys.
double Ys. But since he was kind of last very active, Scavenger Crane's come out. So he's put Scavenger Crane on his Bosk. But he's still flying with Ketsu. So Ketsu slams in there, tractor beams, and
What's he scavenging?
so he has cluster missiles on it. So he shoots the cluster missiles, right? So he's rolling 4 dice,
Yeah.
and like basically aiming for the crit, so it bumps up to 5 if he can roll clean. So he's putting out 5 hits
Yeah.
twice.
Killing something.
Then Scavenger Craning to get it back,
Yeah. With boss.
and
yeah.
now he's double tapping with them again.
I mean, yeah. Combo win. To full effect.
Yeah, Joker's been getting on well PS0. PS0, I mean, if you can PS0,
Against Paratoni, it's very good.
Fen.
Even on Asajj.
I
they-
played
they're
against
running low.
a Hotshot rack, Hotshot Kylo rack, and a Veda, and he Kylo'd PS0 onto Asajj.
Yeah, and like Fen.
And it
Fen
was like,
losing-
okay, I gotta change my plan here. I had to get Asajj out of the way very quickly.
Unless you're like gonna die right there. Fen losing one shot with like Mind Link, where he can basically just be anywhere because he's not worried about pushing limits, stress, and everything. His whole dial's open. He's just gonna follow you and shoot again. If you make him PS0, suddenly you can arc dodge him.
Yeah.
And he's just never shooting instead of missing that one shot, right? Pretty handy. Kylo's pretty good. I'm not a huge fan.
I expected it more
It's-
of him. But he has been, I've seen him a lot in R meta.
Yeah, I
More
think
so
that's
than
just
we
'cause
see
people
scum.
like
We're-
flying.
We're a very
But
Imperial heavy.
like for the amount of the amount that people have been talking about Kylo, he's not really showing up in tournaments too much.
No. But
Because he doesn't fit with defenders. I don't know.
we had 3 at our last kit, I think.
That didn't work. I don't know how your talent works. What else we got going on here on the Reddit? Anything interesting?
Well, let's take a look here. Ezra's in a Y-wing.
Lothal Open. Fuck that
Yeah.
Lothal Open. Let's talk about the Lothal Open. The results.
Top 8
Top 8. Lothal was interesting because what was the one that happened before Lothal with Peritani 6 out of 8, top 8?
Oh, Yavin?
Yavin in Germany. Or was Lothal Germany? Lothal was Germany.
Yeah.
Yavin was somewhere. Anyway, so Yavin, we go
Wasn't
from...
Yavin in the UK?
Probably.
Because it was all the 186 guys.
That makes more sense then, why it was all Peritani. So we go from Yavin, which is like 6 out of 8
There
mind
was
link
one
lists.
rebel guy
There was
that
a,
got to the final.
there was a lot of... It wasn't actually all Baker.
Fakes.
It wasn't actually all Peritani in the finals because it was Fangaroo and Peritani.
Yeah,
So
but there was
it's
a
a pretty big
Manaroo
difference.
in 7 of the 8 lists.
Yeah, Mindlink. Mindlink was in 6 of 8 lists. The other 2, I forget what the one was, and then the Rebel list, the Ghost. But then we go from that, fast forward a week, we got the Lothal Open, which was like all Imperial.
Yeah, we had...
This is the top 8 cut.
So...
Miranda?
oh yeah, this is in order as well.
Of the top 8, not right
yeah,
in the championship.
Of top 8 after
The
this
Defenders
is top
did
8
win.
after Swiss. So from 1st to 8th, it was Miranda with 2 TLTs.
Mm-hmm.
I assume TLT-wise.
Super Miranda, yeah.
Then there was a triple Defenders.
Yeah.
Quick
I think that's the guy
draw.
that won.
Quick draw Tomax Carnor, which
Yeah,
got a lot of buzz.
That list was so janky. I cannot believe he did so well.
A Palp Oiken with Whisper, so we had a Rack Whisper.
Mm-hmm.
Crack top 4.
Pop Defender. Oh yeah, Pop Defender is one.
Commonwealth, Backdraft,
And then
Deathfire,
another
Omega
Backdraft.
Dark.
Right, we didn't talk about Deathfire. Speaking of bombers, Mike.
There was one Paratani and then a Mind Link 3 U-boat.
So we go from 6 Manaroo lists to fast forward a weekend,
And there's one.
a country over, and there's please don't comment about a country over. I don't know where Yavin was.
You're a beer
right in Germany. Yeah, and then one in the next weekend, another huge open, which is interesting. And one Rebel list in both tournaments.
We have a very diverse meta right now. Like, I feel like a lot of people are able to play what they're interested in playing.
Yeah,
and
if you're good
do
at flying,
well.
if you're good at flying stuff, you can do well with it. It's a lot tougher now, obviously, but like if you know how to beat Peritani, you know how to beat defenders, you can make a top 8. Alright, if you have a plan for both those lists, and you know your plan can work, you can get there. How do you feel about that Deathfire?
You hate my Deathfire.
It's just because it kills me. A Dark Curse.
What? Yeah, Dark, that's random as hell.
I feel like
when was
he
the last
just-
time you saw a Dark Curse in a list, let alone crack a top
I
8?
feel like he had the 16 points. He was like, what the hell can I put in for 16 points?
I would have gone with the Wampa. I love me some Wampa. Wampa with a targeting computer it's real. It's a real thing.
I mean, yeah, target lock's better than on focus if you're just pure offense, right? And then he just draws fire, uses bigs.
Yeah. When I was re-rolling like 2 hits into like blank crit.
Oh yeah, we can talk about X-Wings too. Yeah, that conversation will be pretty gold, man.
Nice.
Goldman in Slack. He's got a soft spot for X-Wings.
Let's talk about X-Wings then.
T-65s in particular.
Okay, so the argument I always hear is that people walk into a game store, they see us play an X-Wing, but they don't see X-Wings on the board.
They see defenders,
And they're like, oh,
jump masters.
what is this game that you guys are playing?
Say, this is Star Wars, man.
Oh my god, this
Dog.
dog is like obsessed with kicking the tripod. Come on,
He's okay there, just turn the camera a little bit.
there we go. My big old border collie in our little house.
So yeah, X-Wings need help. Even T-70s now, actually, if you wanna.
These hit pretty hard still. But yeah, like the new Poe, like PS9 Poe, didn't make an
Didn't do
impact
anything.
at all.
None of the new T-70s made any impact at all. That came with the Heroes of the Resistance. Like, I haven't seen
The other pose better.
any of them. Again, we have a very heavy Imperial.
Well, like
Yeah.
anywhere. When's the last
But-
time you saw a Poe on the board outside of Kyle?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's...
And, like, when you can't fly Luke Skywalker, it's pretty sad.
And so the S-foils is what I was called that.
Yeah, the card.
And
The
then
upgrade.
everyone was
Give them a title.
everyone was hoping when there was that the skew that hadn't been
Yeah,
that
what
had been
was
skipped
that?
over. It ended up being the Epic ship, the Epic Skull.
Oh, the Croc.
But like it was, will it be the
Yeah.
X-wing fix, because they had
X-wing
the opportunity
veterans.
to do the
And you know what?
new X-wing, the Rogue One X-wing, the Parmesan.
With the new
cheese.
movie coming out, The Last Jedi, sounds like it's going to have a focus on old Luke Skywalker. Do you think we'll see him climb into an X-wing in this movie?
Not a chance.
You want to bet a corn dog
I will
on that?
bet a corn dog that he does not climb into an X-wing.
Luke Skywalker
A T-65
will fly- No, not a
X-wing.
T-65. Luke Skywalker will fly an X-wing. That's a corn dog.
There's not a
See you
chance.
at Christmas, pal.
There's not a chance.
It's gonna taste delicious. I want you to put the ketchup on it for me.
Like, you think he just was like, oh, all my Jedis are dead. Hop in my T-65 and go into
Look.
hiding.
Poe Dameron is the main character. He's the best pilot in the rebellion. There's gonna be a scene where Poe and Luke are flying X-wings.
I'll bet another corn dog that doesn't happen.
I can't bet on specific scenes, but he will climb into an X-wing. And because of that,
Mm-mm.
we're gonna see the X-wing.
He'll be on the
fix.
Falcon.
No,
He'll
there's
be-
no way.
He'll be on the Falcon.
We're gonna get
And he'll be like,
What, an old
he'll be
Luke
like
crew?
talking to Rey, and he'll be like the Jedi, oh, it's so mystical, and then he'll like pick up his like
Why does he
the,
talk like
the
that?
pilot, the blind pilot training helmet thing, and he'll like reminisce for a
How's that-
second,
that
and like
flashback?
picture Obi-Wan sitting
Ugh.
there, and then he'll put it back down. He'll be like, we gotta kill Kylo.
Like, this is why you're not making movies for a living.
You saying he's gonna be in an X?
He's gonna fly an X-wing, and that's all there is to it. And then they're gonna come out with the Last Jedi expansion pack. It's gonna have an X-wing fix. It's gonna have Luke Skywalker, Master Luke Skywalker, the pilot, and it's gonna be excellent. And people are gonna fly X-wings again.
Master Luke Skywalker,
Master Luke Skywalker.
the pilot.
And if he's not an X-wing pilot, Master Luke will be a crew. So you know that one's possible, and likely.
I'm trying
probable.
to think of like what
He would
his
do.
crew would be.
We haven't seen enough of old Luke yet to call that one.
T-75 is it T-75 X-wings actually?
T-75?
Is it a real thing?
T-70.
No, T-75.
Oh, I don't think so. No, because this is because T-60s. Oh no, because T-70s come after the T-65, right?
Yeah. This T-85
Yeah.
was a later generation model.
I don't think we'll see. We won't see anything outside the T-70. But anyway, that's where I think. I mean, it's the perfect place to put an X-wing fix. The problem is
By
at that point,
putting Luke into an X-wing
The
again.
problem
is
is
the perfect fix
the only
for
problem.
our
The
X-wing.
only problem with my theory, yeah, you don't want to fly old Luke flying a fucking X-wing.
What, and R2's just hanging back there? Just
Of course, he awoke R2
Little
to
reunion.
find him. Yes, this is gonna happen. You're out of your mind. Okay, so the only problem with this theory is that by the time when this movie, they're flying T-70s, not T-65s. So why would we fix the T-65 with the movie where they're flying T-70s?
Because he's gonna have this epic scene where he's like walking down the stairs of that cliff, and he's like, "Hang on, Ray," and then he turns and he like uses the
He pulls
force
his X-wing out of the water.
to lift out his T-65.
And then you see Yoda's ghost.
Because
like on his back.
he's finally done it. He's finally lifted his T-65 out of the water.
Mike, I take it all back. You should be directing this movie.
Like we've got this. This is perfect.
So, yeah, I don't know. The problem is, like, where you can fix the T-65 without just dropping a title somewhere. Because it's just not relevant anymore. In the game and in the canon. The lore of Star Wars.
Yeah. Like, I'm even trying to think of, like, how... Because, yeah, in that era...
And like, if
Like,
they
they're going to want to bring out the, like, license the new ships.
they have to.
So, if it is a T-70 or a T-75, T-85, whatever it would be, it's...
It'll just be in more
like-
T-70s.
Like, even the T-70 right now... Like,
Because like if they put out new X-wings,
It isn't bad, but it isn't... Like, it's not the first Rebel ship I'm grabbing. Like, Poe's the best pilot in the galaxy, and I'm not heading straight for it.
until Luke climbs in that X-wing.
Luke in a black one?
No, Luke's gonna just fly a casual old T-70. He's gonna put that helmet on. He's gonna just flash back to Hoth. He's gonna be like,
And I'll be like, oh my god, I can boost!
yeah, maybe. Like, this would have helped me in the trench, shooting those proton torpedoes.
That boost Vader's like, ugh.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to catch him. I guess he didn't catch him, but we're getting off topic now. I don't remember what topic we were on. Fixing T-65.
Fixing T-65.
So that's how I would fix T-65.
You put Luke back in?
I would just print Luke in a T-70, because fuck the T-65s, they're old.
Title coming in from Jobu. Luke's masterpiece. Immune to TIE fighter damage. Solves the TIE defender.
But only equipable by Luke.
See, we joke about that, but that Ahsoka's got immunity to shit, so immunity is not off the table.
She doesn't have immunity to anything.
Everything under a PS?
Yeah, so she can be shot by things with her PS, or hit by a bomb.
Yeah, he can be hit by anything that isn't a TIE fighter.
That's true. Technically, TIE defenders are not TIE fighters, so that doesn't really work, Jobu.
Nice try. TIE defenders. Featherlight, are we gonna see new A-Wings in The Last Jedi?
Now, this is more near and dear to my
Okay,
heart.
let's hear it.
Oh, I'm just saying, if they fixed A-Wings,
Mm.
I would be all over it. I would fly Rebels. I
Now-
love the A-Wing.
Now, they hint in the movie, in episode
Well-
7, that this isn't the fleet.
They show
The
an A-Wing,
fleet
don't
is... No.
they? In trailers, or is it in Rebels?
Rebels is all
Okay.
A-Wing, because they got Green Squadron with
Right.
theirs. But,
Were there A-Wings when they were the Battle of...
no, they just did X-Wings.
What the hell is that place called? Oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue.
I'm gonna let you see.
Do you know what it is?
No, I don't.
Oh, fuck.
No idea. Like the place where like the battle happens and Poe kills like 9
Oh,
TIE
it's on the
fighters?
tip of my tongue. Yeah, no, where the shield's over top of the planet.
Oh, like in Rogue One.
In Rogue One, yeah. What is that called? What's
yeah,
that planet
but
called?
remember, Rogue One's before.
I know,
Rogue-
but what's that planet called?
Kashyyyk? No.
It's something similar. Oh my god, this is awful. This is bad television.
While you think about that.
Scarif. Okay, we got there. Anyway,
Nicely done.
A-Wings.
Okay, so the A-Wings are with the Ghost right now. Like, 'cause they got Green Squadron.
Yeah,
and they're also pulling in the
Why
Y-Wings
do they have
as well.
3 attack dice?
A-Wings?
Yeah, with the Ghost in the show. Do they have 3 attack dice?
No.
And I don't care.
Yeah, they're just Green Squadron pilots. But, we're talking about like now, what is it, 20, 30 years in the future?
They already have 2 titles.
So they hint in episode 7 that the like Poe squadron
mm-hmm.
is not the
Poe
fleet.
Squadron, the Black One Squadron.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
not the fleet is somewhere else. Like there is a
I
rebel
hope so.
fleet still. They hint at it.
Do they?
Yeah.
In the movie?
Yeah, I swear that they did.
I
That there's a like, so that there is the possibility of other ships that still
I
exist.
thought she said that this is all there is.
Mm-mm. No. No. Now we gotta watch
It would
that.
be dumb.
There's the possibility of A's, Y's, B's all still exist.
I hope so. The A-Wing is a glorious little ship.
So we could get newer models of those ships.
So this is a good little segue into just balancing the game, power creep, what FFG's got to do. Instead of printing new ships, if they could just print cards on their own, we would have no problems.
Would you buy a pack if it's like it's not random? It's
Have-
like you know that this is the A-wing upgrade kit,
What if it, no, what if
and
it,
it comes with these pilots and these upgrades, but you do
Yeah,
not get
yeah.
a ship model.
yeah, exactly. So like, you could put out a new Tycho and a new Jake that kind of fixes them, Like basically you could errata cards, but physically, right? So like you could put out a new Wedge Luke,
Yeah, and you could still run the
Binks.
old versions if you wanted,
or you just ban the old
but
versions.
the new versions are good. Like they're better.
Yeah, so you can basically just put out cards. All we gotta do is spend $4.99 for a pack, get these new cards.
Yeah, and it upgrades
Yeah.
what you already own.
And suddenly, you know, your old ships aren't going to waste because you have to buy the new ships, and you can still fly them, but you just use new paper. Because no one feels bad about replacing their cardboard cards. So, that's my fix.
No, and they are like in
Apparently-
the Epic ship. They're reprinting hulls.
But apparently Disney
The
won't,
hull,
won't let them.
the sick title. It actually says now that it has.
Oh, the new ones is errata.
You get a hull, like they're reprinting that card.
I think any product they put out that's being errated, the new ones will be errated.
Yeah, so
Makes
it's like
sense.
they're not opposed to reprints.
X-Wing's in a great place.
Power
Right
Creep is
now.
inevitable. You have to give the consumer a reason to buy. It's either Power Creep or new mechanics.
Well, the problem with cards is then you introduce, like, if a new player's coming in, they buy themselves an A-Wing, they're like, wait, this isn't good? I need to buy a pack of cards to go with this?
I think there's smart ways of doing it. I think that the Y-Wing is a perfect example.
Why the Y-Wing?
Because you could
It has a TLT.
release the armored Y-Wing from the Clone Wars, and now you've got a
I'm not gonna buy
opportunity.
another Y-Wing.
I mean, that Y-Wing looks so good.
Yeah, so, okay, so
But you have the opportunity now to fix the Y-Wing with specific
we've hit the
cards.
45-minute mark. I set that timer just so, you know, see how long our show goes. You
I
released
thought
a
the
new...
45-minute mark meant I can go into my second beer.
Oh, I didn't know you were waiting. You just tossed me one of those. We, if you put out a new Y-Wing, so I buy the new Y-Wing, I never touch my old
You
Y-Wing.
should try one of yours. I want to try one of yours. That's how we should do this.
I never touch my old Y-Wing ever again. And what's the point? Then I'm like, fuck, I got this old Y-Wing, why did I pay money for this?
Yeah,
What do we max the show out on time with?
an hour.
So we have 15 minutes left?
15 minutes.
Alright, I feel like we need to do some sort of like rapid fire segment. But we'll have to plan that ahead of time. Where it's like boom, 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 boom. This is the pilot episode, don't forget.
The Rebels on...
We have no idea what we're doing. Thank God we have Jobu and Featherlight in chat to feed
Yeah,
us,
thanks for giving
feed
us some questions.
We actually originally were planning on having a Skype line you can call in and literally ask us questions. Your cat's going ham right now.
It's like climbing
Ben.
up the chair.
Get down, come here. Yeah, so we actually wanted to have we might still do this, have a Skype line you can call, ask us stuff,
And you'll be live on the show.
and you can be on the show.
Drinking beer with us.
Because obviously these get put on YouTube after, where they'll probably see most of their views. Until our Twitch gets bigger.
And
but
everyone's going to hear your dumbass Luke Skywalker fan fiction.
I'm going to stand by this theory. Luke Skywalker is going... I bet you Corn Dog, this is real. He will get in the next one.
How many corn dog bets have you won?
One? Not too many to count.
How many have you lost?
Too many to count. Not sure. It's a lot of corn dogs.
It's a lot.
I'm pretty sure I owe you like 3. I owe Josh
Wait,
1.
You feed my wife cookies. It's all good.
I gotta stop buying
Your debt
cookies.
is paid.
A debt to pay. That's an upgrade card.
What does it do?
If you are attacking a ship that has a score to settle, you can...
Oh, that, yeah.
Yes,
Sounds good.
The other side of Score to Settle. Score to Settle is very good. On Merit Steel. So we got the last 10 minutes of the show here. What should...
I'm thinking because it was something I was going to bring up.
I like how we're also just figuring this show out as we record this show.
I think that's the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
There was something I was going to bring up.
X-Wing, relevant
And I
stuff.
Forgot.
We were talking about
all
A-Wings,
about it.
we were talking about armored Y-Wing.
Okay, have you seen the armored Y-Wing?
future of the Rebel
Have you
fleet.
seen the armored Y-Wing?
Yeah, they're ugly as
It's
shit.
so
The
good.
Y-Wing, I hate the Y-Wing so much.
Oh,
There's not a lot of
it's
ships I like the look of. Pretty fickle. Dual decimators are probably not very good anymore. Too many red dice floating around. What about
We're checking out the Reddit page here.
Mike being from England? His accent is subtle. I lived in London for a year. Mike's a Scouser. He's from the
Yeah.
north. How long have you been here? Like 7 years? 12 years? 15 years?
What am I?
You've been in Canada for a
I've
while.
been here 16 years now.
So like half your life.
Yeah, I moved here when I was 13. And, yeah,
From
I have a...
Lovely Liverpool.
I have a... My accent is more Canadian
I mean, you've been here
when
half your
I'm
life.
typically speaking because I'll speak slower. My
You
my
have
work
half-
requires me to be very
Articulate.
articulate with people.
You have half an accent.
Yeah,
From
but
The half of your life you lived there.
uh,
Oh god, here
X
we go.
beers in,
When I get drunk, I talk
Or-
like I'm in the Beatles.
or being around family.
Oh, like your dad?
Yeah,
Your
because
dad-
then
your
like
dad's-
hearing
Your dad's accent hasn't really gone away.
no, but I mean he was an adult when he moved here, right?
I guess
Like-
that's true.
Like so me and my wife went. This is completely off topic. Tangent.
I mean, this
went
is what the
to-
show's all about.
England for our honeymoon. I took Katie home. Got to
You
show
took
her
Katie home, you mean you took her to your original
my
place
birth
of origin.
home, and got to show her like where I grew up. Within a couple hours of being there, she couldn't
accent?
understand what I was saying
Oh.
anymore. My accent came back, but
Well, because everyone around you's talking like it just kicks back
yeah,
in.
yeah. So it fades in and out.
I do that too when I go to Australia.
Yeah. Even sometimes, like I'll say like a sentence and she'll be like, "Wait, what did you just say?" Like
Australian's the only accent I can do.
I get Australian a lot.
Do you really?
Yeah, like, people try to guess my
That's
accent.
odd.
They'll say like Australian or New Zealand.
I was born in Melbourne, so it kind of comes out once I start talking a lot. I don't know if you can catch it.
At least he's not from Birmingham. I agree. Thank God I'm not from
He's from
Birmingham.
Liverpool.
Thank God I'm not from
What's
Manchester.
What's worse than Liverpool? You're a northerner.
I'm just gonna leave it there.
Your soccer team's not even good.
It's been better. They were so good again, and then
We are way off topic. This is an X-Wing show.
Is it? I
Sort
think
of.
this is just an excuse for us to hang on a Friday night,
Yeah,
drink
but we
beer,
ha-
while we just like
well-
film what we normally talk about.
Sort of. We've been talking about doing this for 3
One
weeks.
that, yeah,
Let's click this. Turn your weakness into strength.
that's such a great title.
This is a way to fit.
Okay, what the hell?
I take it all back. I take it all back. I thought this was going to be an inspiring post.
He's clicked
on Reddit. Hold on.
He's clicked a Reddit post, and all I see bolded is determination.
So, we're on the Reddit looking for some interesting stuff to talk about. I see a post called "Turn Your Weakness into Strength." I think, oh, this is going to talk about how when you're playing,
25 upvotes.
when you're playing, you should recognize. This is actually useful stuff I'm about to say. When you're playing, you should recognize what you're bad at, improve it. Play around it. What your squad's weaknesses are. Same thing. Recognize where you're weak. Fly to your strengths, not your weaknesses, because obviously, right? And then I click this link, and the first thing I see is Sirisu. And then the second thing I see,
Determination.
the second thing I
Lightstick.
see is Tensari Point Veteran. This is a 6 swarm. This is not what I went in
There's
expecting.
6 of them, all with determination and Lightstick, with the comment, "Feeling lucky?
I don't even know what the hell determination does.
Give yourself an 8 in 33 chance to avoid any damage cards you suck."
What does determination do?
Lets you discard pilot crits if you get them. The people are running determination to counter Kylo.
We're just stupid. That's such a corner. I'm forgetting so many common terms and phrases
Yeah.
tonight.
You know who is
Corner case.
You know who's running determination on a ship right now?
Probably Mark.
Paul Heber.
Paul Heber's garbage. This guy can't even win
That's how
worlds.
he's protecting Boss. Remember when you lost a corn dog because you said Paul Heber would win worlds, and I said no.
Yeah, I had faith in him. Now I've lost a corn dog on Paul Heber. I can't respect the guy anymore. No offense, Paul. If you want to come on the show, you pay half your flight. We'll pay the other half.
Call in and yell at us.
Mike's got a second bed. Anyway, I will if Paul Heber shows up.
Joe, thoughts on actually? As we were talking there, I've remembered what I was going to bring up. But
Yeah,
first,
this is a good topic actually. Boba ship, Boba crew, Boba Imperial, Boba Scum. You're gonna
I
have to
don't want to
elaborate
talk
on
about
that.
Boba.
Anyway, new FAQ. FAQ. Frequently asked questions.
So, because it hasn't come out yet, and it didn't come out with the new wave, my biggest fear right now is that it's gonna get dropped right before Worlds
Like it
again.
did last time?
Yeah.
I was okay with that, actually.
But it's a fear, but it also wouldn't probably be bad because I would expect Manaru to be nerfed to be range restricted, and they do that right before Worlds. All the Paratoni players would now be rethinking potentially if it's worth taking. It wouldn't matter to me at all. I fly my Manaru in range 2 of everybody.
I totally just zoned out. I was looking at pictures of your child, and in my head I'm like, your kid is so damn cute. And then I think back, I was like, wait, what the fuck did he just say about Matter? I assume you're talking about range restriction.
I think if they're gonna drop an FAQ, it's gonna be before, like right
Do you think it's
before
gonna be
Worlds.
before Worlds or after Worlds?
I think it'll be like mid-April.
I feel like
it'll be a month out.
I feel like the before Worlds fact had to happen because Jump Masters were ridiculous. Like they were actually broken, unlike Paratoni.
That's fair.
And like they didn't want to go into Worlds
Do you
where
think
they're
we
like,
have like radio silence until Worlds is out the way, and then they kick off Store Champion season with
That's
like
the smart way to
here's
do
the
it.
Wave 11 announcement, and here's the new
why
FAQ.
would you change anything if there's nothing like extremely broken where it's warping the whole meta?
Which I don't think there is right
There isn't, not like Jump Masters or like Phantoms were. Why would you change anything until after the season is over? Unless it needs to be something drastic where it's because like going into Worlds last year or barely last year, they're like, okay, if we don't drop this fact now, this World is just going to be top 8 Jump Masters, right?
Yeah.
And they drop the fact, and we get a pretty diverse meta. But now it's like, okay, we'll see Paratoni, we'll see TIE SFs, we'll see Palpatines, we'll see Defenders, we'll see Ghosts, Mirandas.
Yeah. They should drop it
After Worlds.
after Worlds because Store Championship season is right after it.
At the end of every season is when they should change
Yeah.
it. Which is the logical way to do it, I think. That's how every other game does it too.
Yeah.
Like there's no point, you don't want to screw everyone over unless it's something ridiculous going into Worlds.
Boba Scum Pilot. Ugh.
Oh, I was gonna say before we get into this, we're almost done with the show here. I was gonna ask you what you think is gonna be in the fact outside of the obvious.
I think there'll be a range restriction on Manaru, but
Really?
in turn,
you think that's how they'll do it?
I think there'll be a range restriction on Palpatine as well. If they're going to restrict one, they have to restrict the other. And it'll be
Yeah.
I think Palp will be range 1 to 3.
You don't think they'll touch Atani Mindlink?
I've heard rumbles of like, if Manaru passes her focus, she does not get it back.
That, I don't think that would make
I don't think it would make
any
a
difference.
big difference. I don't think there'll be any change to Atani Mindlink.
I think Mindlink is the card that's the power card. Manaru is just powerful because of Mindlink. Mindlink's not powerful because of Manaru.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like Atani could be used on everything. Like
Someone's gonna hold me to what I just said.
there's a handful of lists that will use it.
Yeah, like if you put a Tawny on like a Sick, a Star Viper, and Manaru, you're still gonna get blown in the water.
Oh, yeah,
that's just
totally.
power of ships, right? Obviously, you're gonna play the best ships.
Yeah, Atani is good, but
So-
it's not the be-all end.
Once again, Slack, the greatest place to chat about X-Wing on the internet. At one point, good old E. Goldman, my favorite Slack chatter,
he's gold, man.
He's very gold, man. He brought up removing the token restriction on Mindlink, so you can get any number of focus or stress. Think about it.
No.
The focus side seems powerful,
Yeah.
but think about the stress. You could suddenly,
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
in one turn, you have 3 ships that are all double stressed. Next turn, they're not taking any action, so Mindlink is shut down. Turn after that, they're not taking any actions. Mindlink is I guess they can green next turn, but
I could
it's-
see them doing it on stress.
why not both? Focus isn't even that bad.
I think if that happens, people just stop playing Atani Mindlink.
Really? You think it would be that brutal?
Yeah. If a stress hug rolls in and double taps one ship and all 3 ships get double stress, you hand out 6 stress a turn.
Yeah, it's insane. But like,
Because the thing with Paratani is if you can make one of those ships
Go green, yeah.
have no focus tokens, and you can
Oh, yeah.
put 2 guns on it, it will die. It will evaporate. Even a Sarge, like if Sarge is naked she's taking damage. She has 2 green dice.
Does naked mean no stress for her to eat as well?
Let's say it has 1 stress to eat.
And she's still pretty tanky.
Like, but then she can get 1 guaranteed evade, and if you have 2 ships shooting at it, it's taking damage. And it's not,
Beggar's sick.
like...
Yeah.
My dog wants to go outside. It's not invincible. Asajj can go down quickly.
Yeah, so
without
that fix isn't bad, I don't think. Because you're talking about how bad the stress, unrestricting the stress would be, but then you balance that out with the focus.
Jobu coming in with if a Mindling pilot takes
He's mentioned this before.
pilot crit,
I commended him. This is a pretty cool idea. Should have just been built into the card originally.
all of them take a crit.
Take that pilot. Like, if I give your Fen blinded pilot, all 3 ships get blinded
But I'm
pilot.
taking a crit because my ship has been hit,
Yeah, that's true also. You're taking damage.
right? Like,
yeah,
if
so
I
you're already being punished, right? You don't want to punish the whole
if I
list.
punch you in the face right now, Jobu isn't going to feel it
But what
because
if
you
he
guys
did?
are Mindling.
But what if he did? Would that be a good fix?
I don't know. Does Jobu want to get punched in the face right now?
I'm getting punched in the face no matter. I'm getting punched in the face no matter what. So I'm already hurting. Do we want to hurt Jobu just because he's got Mind Link? This is a dumb question.
This is a really dumb question.
Shout out to Rotoplex90 in the chat. Yeah, Lego Su. I'm not gonna say that because I don't know what it means. Might be a bot. I don't know. Anyway, he's talking Smash.
The one thing I wanted to get to before we end is Jobu did have submit a question to us prior
Oh, right.
to us going
Right.
live,
Do you
and I
remember
thought
what it
that
was?
would be a fantastic way to end. Now you told me it. I'm not sure if I can
I do not
spit it
remember.
back.
I sent it to you on Messenger, right?
Yeah, on our Facebook chat. That's
Basically, I remember what he said. So essentially, what Jobu was wondering,
I can bring this up.
long-time viewer Jobu, yeah, gives us a lot of good info. So basically, what he was wondering is,
I want to talk.
if you're playing
I
against,
got the quote.
I can paraphrase it. If you're playing against somebody who's basically being passively bad-mannered, like passively just being a jerk, where he's like, you roll 3 hits and he rolls an evade, and he's like, oh, your lucky dice are carrying you through this game, or you're making good plays and he's just blaming luck, he's blaming everything but himself. How do you deal with that?
You want me to tackle this first?
How do you deal with that, Mike? What do you do
Um,
when it's not Mark?
We have a variety of people in our meta, in our local environment. That
Just in general, how do you deal with
no,
it?
and so I've
You don't need to
played.
get too specific.
No, I'm not. And so I've played against people like this. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
In a casual or kit environment, I will be
Let's say
lenient.
we're at regionals.
Regionals, I'd call
And
it
you're-
TO
you're in-
immediately. If it was,
You
if it
call
was,
it TO if he's talking that
if
shit?
it was getting to the point where it was like if he is being aggressive of any nature
This is
or
actually really funny.
abusive of any nature, yeah, I'd call it TO. If it's just like
What is passive?
he's
Like,
being a sole
what were the
loser,
examples Joe gave there?
when an opponent they're making obvious mistakes, but they blame the dice or infer that you're only winning because of luck. So if they're like verbally saying like, "Oh, you're only winning because you're getting lucky," and it's like pestering
This is
all
interesting, this is
game
interesting.
long, I
Yeah.
think that is you're in.
You
You've
call it
got
TO?
solid grounds to call a TO and go look. But you obviously talk to him first and go look like. Like,
You give
it's a
him
game.
A couple warnings,
Yeah.
right? You're like,
But I mean, if they're going to keep pestering and keep pushing, then yeah, like TOs are there for a reason, and then I think
It's
that
funny.
that's like because he could be trying to like use that as a tactic to like throw you off your game, right? I think at a kit level, I mean,
I think at that point, if you're calling it TO, I think he has succeeded in throwing you off your game.
probably, yeah.
It's funny because when I read this, I think in my head, I'm like, I'm just gonna play into this because it's gonna put him on tilt. If someone guy's like, "Oh, you're so lucky," I'll just be like, "Hey, I guess it's better to be lucky than good, huh?" And like, egg him on a little bit. This is
Really?
just me because I'm me. But and like, get in his head, flip it around, right? He's already obviously tilting a bit from what's happening, losing. So you push him a little further. He flies a little worse. You pull out the win.
Me personally, I tend to laugh a lot of things
I talk a lot when I
off.
play people.
You'll notice that I'm very quiet. I'm very talkative if I'm in complete control of a game. I'm pretty chatty. If I'm in trouble, I'll get very quiet and I'm able to kind of contain. I can walk out a lot of stuff, and I generally won't listen.
I think it depends for me. Like, quarterfinals of regionals against the Han guy, I was talking to him the whole game, but I think it's just because I just want to like, I don't want us to be standing there playing a board game in silence. It just like I'm out at this like playing a hobby, a tabletop game with other people. I want to be interacting with other people, right?
That's fair.
So like, maybe I should have been quiet. I might have beat him. But like in all through the day too, though, like I only lost one game all day, and every single game I was just talking the whole time to my opponent.
I chat in like as I'm setting dials, but like in between dials.
Yeah,
and
maybe
stuff.
that's what I do. Maybe I talk while they're doing their maneuvers.
But if I'm in a turn where I'm like, holy shit, I'm bleeding out right now. I gotta pick the perfect moves here, and I've got to consider everything. I'm quiet.
So the Boba Fett player that beat you a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, the Spring Kit.
Yep.
He took first place when he beat you. You got
I
second.
did.
I played him in regionals, and he was playing Palp Defenders, and the whole time,
I played him at regionals as well.
the whole no, I
He
played
played triple
I played
defenders.
so I was playing his brother. His brother was playing Palp Defenders, and the whole time every time like I was just waiting for him to do his stuff. I was like, see, this is why you're part of the problem. Like, make Defenders great again. I was like tripping him, like obviously friendly banter, but like I was just poking fun that he's playing Defenders
Yeah.
the whole time because Defenders were the best list then. And I don't know if it actually got to him or not, but I won the match. And like I was just talking the whole time, just making fun of him playing Defenders. Maybe he'll think I'm an ass. Yeah.
You are a bit of
I
a
win games.
But I mean, if in this case, like if somebody's
Playing
like.
my friend.
If somebody is like, oh, my dice were crap.
I think
you won because I had bad dice. I'm just like, haha, yeah, I guess so,
there's no
haha.
point. Yeah.
But I mean, if it's like, if it's a competitive level, and you know,
Depends
it's
how bad it is,
all
right?
game long, and they're saying that like, look, man, you're only winning because your dice are really good and mine are shit. You're not that good. It's like, you know, if this is a game. Like let's just have fun with it, and then if they keep going, yeah, the TO's there to protect you from
Is that dog need
this
coming?
kind of stuff.
So I think the most important thing is it depends on like what level their I guess tilt is what you're gonna call it here is at. Like if they're just every time you roll a dice, if they're muttering under their breath like a lucky roll. Like I don't want to call anybody out here, but someone like Dexter. And you roll 4 hits, and he's gonna call you a lucky son of a bitch under his breath. Shout out to Dexter, you know, part of Team X-Wing Huggies. Anyway, if they're just muttering, you know, maybe they're just a little upset, frustrated because how the game's going. I think you let that fly, right? You just ignore it. But if they're actually like talking directly to you, like you're so damn lucky, then maybe say, you know what, buddy, maybe just settle down.
Yeah, it's a game.
We're just having fun here, and if they keep going, then yeah, get a TO. You're like, you know what, my opponent's being a little bit hostile. Could you just maybe stand and watch our game? And even that too is also going to put your opponent on tilt even more. They're going to make mistakes. You might come out with the W, but it's a more polite, a more mature way to handle the situation.
Yeah, like even the spring kit we just had, I won a game at the end. Player was like, oh yeah, if this had happened, I would have won this game.
Like,
Right? I'm just like,
I guess
okay,
so.
sure, in your opinion, that's
Or you know,
what you think.
maybe that's a fact. Fly better.
Yeah. Yeah. At the end of the day, it's if you can fly your list good.
Focus on you, not on them.
Yeah.
Ignore them. Whatever works. It doesn't matter what they're saying at the end of the
Yeah.
day, right? If you're
I think
rolling
it's
good,
few
you're
and far
rolling
between.
good.
It's such a great community in general.
It's true, actually.
There's always bad apples in
You
each
rarely find
community.
people like this. And if it is, they're generally doing it like they're just poking fun. Like, pretty lucky, eh? And you're like, yup.
Yeah. And
Right.
I'll call my own luck. I'll be like, holy crap, I just rolled 3 of
Yeah.
8. It's like, that's lucky.
There isn't a lot of like malicious intent in the X-Men community. This
I'd say
community
it's
is pretty great.
slow play probably more of a problem than that.
You know, we'll get into that next episode. Next episode will be the slow play episode. Because I'm sure you could talk about that for a few
I
hours.
don't want to talk about
Anyway, that was X-Wing, the talk show. We might come up with a better name. We might not. You know, like there's Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. There's Late X-Wing.
I like
with Patty
Let's
Mike.
Talk About X. Let's talk
Yeah,
about X.
well, because
baby.
Let's
talk about.
You know, a lot of the X-Men players are programmers. X is a variable. You talk about random things.
Hey!
I thought you meant that on purpose.
No, I mean, yeah.
So we'll find out, I guess. So that'll be it for today.
I don't like Joe Boo's ... at the end of that. A little bit of attitude out of him there.
Hey, you know what? We covered the whole spectrum. I think
We
of
really did.
answering
We
that
talked
question.
a little bit about beer, a little bit about soccer, a little bit about
Oh, you mean the
X-Men.
whole episode? Yeah. Maybe catch us next week, maybe.
Yeah, let us know. This was a
3 nights a week streaming X-Wing's pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's we do Wednesday, Thursday, and now Friday. This is the third day
I guess we should plug some things, huh?
in a row this week. But yeah, if you guys tuned in tonight, thank you for spending your Friday nights with us.
Jobu.
One thing we're
Number one
interested
fan.
in is feedback. Is
Yeah,
this,
leave comments.
Was this interesting? Was this a waste of your time? Was there something specific you want us to be talking about? We very interested in hearing all of it.
I'm sure most people will be watching this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Shout out to Featherlight as well, who joined us. Yeah, so leave us comments in the YouTube comments section of constructive criticism. What do you think we should do? What can we add? What do you want to see from this show? There's not any video podcasts yet, so this is basically what this is.
Yeah, like we are in there with a lot of you guys listening to the audio podcasts on a weekly basis.
There's 100,000 audio
We-
podcasts, so we wanted to mix it up.
When we started doing it, we craved video content, and that's what we're trying to
This is the
produce.
most fun to make. So here we are. Catch us on Wednesdays for casual Wednesdays, Thursdays for a little more competitive, Fridays for this.
And we got some
YouTube.
tournaments coming up over the next couple weeks.
That actually might be
There is
something.
another spring gate coming down the pipe.
Big tournament coming up.
We do have the Carbonite Cup coming up
April
at the
8th.
beginning of April. That is going to be huge. That's going to be our... to us, it's a regional level event.
It's like bigger than a regional.
Yeah,
now.
it's almost national. Like it's getting to the point where the prize supports the communities behind it,
FFG's
and
behind it.
it's all community run, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
Mark's
shout
doing
out
a
to Death
fantastic job.
Revived. Yeah, so check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/X-Wing Junkies.
Yeah, we're growing all the social medias, YouTube, Instagram.
X-Wing Junkies on everything, essentially.
Yeah, working on the Patreon over the
MiniRanker.com. We'll get it updated. We're working on some upgrades to MiniRanker.
weekend. Yeah, Joe, but we still need to chat.
So we do need to
Tack.
chat.
We need to tack. In the meantime, I think we're gonna sign out because we've got some switches to play.
That's true. This was a long hour and a
Yeah,
half without our switches.
We were debating at the start. It's like, should we stream tonight? Like, we got these switches.
Yesterday I didn't want to switch.
And then
Today I have a switch.
I saw you get a switch, and then my beautiful wife.
You were like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to grab one. They're
Got a
probably all
switch.
gonna sell out. And suddenly your wife texts me. She's like, Batty, gray or neon? And then you text me. And it's the same question. And suddenly you have a switch.
Yeah. Crazy day.
So, live from Mike's kitchen, we are gonna sign out here.
Should get the transition ready.
I will fire off that transition if you do our outro.
What's our outro?
I thought you would come up with it on the spot.
Oh, outro.
Chowski. We are Ghost.
Hey, who sang this?
Me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get done by you. Don't worry.